Hello friends, and welcome to the tutorial on advanced features of functions. At the end of this tutorial, you will be able to assign default values to arguments when defining functions, define and call functions with keyword arguments, learn some of the built-in functions available in Python standard library and the scientific computing libraries. Before beginning this tutorial, we would suggest you to complete the tutorial on getting started with functions. So now let us start the IPython interpreter in command. So type IPython space -pylab in command. Now let us see the round function as an example to understand what a default value of an argument means. Let's type the following expression in the terminal. So type round within brackets 2.484 and hit enter. Then type round 2.484, 2. Both the first expression and the second are calls to round the function, but the first calls it with only one argument and the second calls it with two arguments. By observing the output, we can guess that the first one is equivalent to call with the second argument being 0.0. S.strip function strips on spaces. S.strip within single quotes @ has stripped the string of @ symbols. Thus it can be said that here blank space is the default argument. And for next, plot within brackets x, y plots x versus y using default line, the default line style. Then plot x, y, within single quotes O, plot x versus y with circle markers. Hence here when third argument is not provided, it shows default line style. Linspace within brackets 0,2 star pi, 100 returns 100 points between 0 and 2 pi, and linspace 0,2 star pi returns 50 points between 0 and 2 pi. Hence the default for the third argument is 50. Now let's define a simple function that uses default arguments. We define a simple function that prints a welcome message to a person, given a greeting and his or her name. So type on the terminal def space welcome within brackets greet, name is equal to within double quotes world, then colon, and hit enter. Then type print greet, name and hit enter. Let us first call the function with two arguments, one for greet and other for name. So type welcome and in brackets in double quotes hi, in double quotes Guido. We get the expected welcome message, that is hi Guido. Now let us call the function with just one argument, hello. So type welcome within brackets in double quotes hello. Hello is treated as the greet and we get hello world as the output. World is the default value for the argument name. Pause the video here and try out the following exercise and resume the video. Redefine the function welcome by interchanging its arguments. Place the name argument with its default value of world before the greet argument. So now switch to terminal for solution. Def space welcome within brackets name is equal to in double quotes world, greet and colon, and hit enter. Then type print greet, name and hit enter. Now we can see an error that reads syntax error, non-default argument follows default argument. Then IPython console and line 1. When defining a function, all the argument with default value should come at the end. So pause the video here and try out the following exercise and resume the video. See the definition of linspace using question mark and make a knot of all. The arguments with default values are towards the end. So now switch to terminal for solution. Type linspace question mark and hit enter. As we go on hitting the enter key, we get the number of arguments this command has. So please read the content on your terminal. So pause again and try out the following exercise. Redefine the function welcome with a default value of hello to the greet argument. Then call the function without any arguments. Now switch to terminal for solution and type def space welcome within brackets greet is equal to within double quotes hello, comma name is equal to in double quotes world and colon. Then type print greet comma name. After hitting enter, type welcome and closing brackets. As we can see, we get the output as hello world. Let us now learn what keyword argument or name arguments are. We shall refer to them as keyword arguments henceforth. When you are calling functions in Python, you need to remember the order in which to pass the arguments. Instead, you can use the name of the argument to pass it as a value. This slide shows a few function calls that use keywords arguments. That is loc, line width, xy and labels are being called the keyword arguments. Let us try and understand this better using the welcome function that we have been using all along. Let us call it in different way and observe the output to see how keyword argument works. So type terminal welcome within brackets, just empty brackets, then welcome in brackets double quotes hello, double quotes James, then again welcome and in brackets double quotes hi, name is equal to in double quotes Guido. When no keyword is specified, the arguments are allotted based on their position. So hi is the value of the argument greet and name is passed the value Guido. If we type on the terminal welcome within brackets name is equal to Guido in double quotes, greet is equal to in double quotes hey. When keyword arguments are used, the argument can be called in any order. And if we call our function as like welcome within brackets name is equal to Guido in double quotes, in double quotes hey, this call returns an error that reads non-keyword arg, that is argument after keyword arg. Python expects all the keyword to be present towards the end. So that brings us to the end of what we wanted to learn about keywords arguments. So before defining a function of your own, make sure that you check the standard library for a similar function. Python is popularly called batteries included language for the huge library that comes along with it. Math functions abs, sin, then plot functions we have plot, bar, pie, then in boolean functions like and or not. Apart from the standard library, there are other libraries like Pylab, SciPy, etc., which have a huge collection of functions for scientific purposes. Pylab has like plot, bar, contour, box plot, error bar, log, polar, skewer, semi-log. And SciPy we have modules fftpat, stats, then linalg, then nd image, signal, optimize, integrate. So this brings us to the end of this tutorial. In this tutorial we have learned to define functions with default arguments, call functions using keyword arguments, use the range of functions available in the Python standard library, and the scientific computing related packages. Here are some self-assessment questions for you to solve. All arguments of a function cannot have default values, true or false. Then second question, the following is a valid function definition, true or false. And the function is given def separator within brackets count is equal to 40, char comma show is equal to false, colon if show colon prints character into count, then return character star count. And the third question is, when calling a function, the arguments should always be in the order in which they are defined. Then second option, the arguments can be in any order. The third option, only keyword argument can be in order but should be called at the beginning. And the last option is only keyword argument can be in any order and should be called at the end. So now we can look at the answers. The first one, false. All arguments of a Python function can have default values. And second one is also false, because all the parameters with default arguments should be defined at the end. And the third and the final one, when calling a function, only keyword argument can be in any order but should be called at the end. So we hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and found it useful. Thank you. Hello friends, and welcome to this tutorial on getting started with functions. At the end of this tutorial, you will be able to define a function, define functions with arguments, learn about docstrings, learn about function return value, read code. Before beginning this tutorial, we would suggest you to complete the tutorial on conditionals and loops. While writing code, we always want to reduce the number of lines of code, and functions is a way of reusing the code. Thus, the same lines of code can be used as many times as needed. A function is a portion of code within a larger program that performs a specific task and is relatively independent of the remaining code. Now let us get more familiar with functions. So now consider a mathematical function f of x is equal to x square. Here x is a variable, and with different values of x, the value of function will change. When x is 1, f1 will return the value 1 and f2 will return us the value 4. Let us now see how to define the function f of x in Python. So now start your IPython interpreter by typing IPython on the command line. Let us define our function f of x. So type def, then f within brackets x colon, then type return x star x. Star denotes multiplication. Well, that defined the function. So before learning what we did, let us see if it returns the expected values. So we'll just try f1 in terminal and then type f of 2. Yes, it returned 1 and 4 respectively. And now let us see what we did. We wrote two lines. The first line def and f of x is used to define the name and the parameters of the function, and the second line is used to fix the what function is supposed to return. Def is a keyword and f is the name of the function and x the parameter of the function. So pause the video here and try out the following exercise and resume. Write a Python function named cube which computes the cube of a given number n. So now switch to your terminal for solution. The problem can be solved as, so in terminal you can type def space cube within brackets n colon, then type return n star star 3. Let us check whether our function returns the cube of a number or not. So type cube within brackets 2 and hit enter. It returned 8, which means we have defined our function the right way. And now let us see how to write functions without arguments. Let us define a new function called greet, which will print hello world. So type def space greet, greet within bracket, plain brackets, then type colon and hit enter. Then type print within double quotes hello world exclamation. Now we call the function as greet within closing brackets and hit enter. Well, that is a function which takes no arguments. Also note that it is not mandatory for a function to return values. The function greet neither takes any arguments nor return any value. Now let us see how to write functions with more than one argument. So pause the video here and try out the following exercise and resume the video. Write a Python function named avg which computes the average of a and b. So we'll switch to terminal for solution. Type def space avg within brackets a comma b then colon, then type return within brackets a plus b divided by 2. For division we use slash. Let us test our function. Type on terminal avg within brackets 20 comma 30 and hit enter. We get the correct average 25. Thus, if we want a function to accept more arguments, we just list them separated with a comma between the parentheses after the function's name in the def line. It is always good practice to document the code that we write, and for a function we define, we should write an abstract of what the function does, and that is called a docstring. Let us modify the function avg and add docstring to it. Do the following. So now in the terminal, just type def space avg within brackets a comma b colon, then in triple double quotes, 3 double quotes, you can type avg takes two numbers as input a and b comma and returns the average of a and b. Then type return within brackets a plus b slash 2 and hit enter. Okay. Note that we have a syntax error here. The error that we saw here is because of the indentation error in return a plus b by 2. So we will just input that command again. So type def space avg a comma b, then the string that we gave, avg takes two numbers as input a and b and returns the average of a and b. Then type return a plus b slash 2. Okay. So now note that docstrings are entered in the immediate line after the function definition and put as a triple quoted string. And here, as far as the code functionality is concerned, we didn't do anything. We just added an abstract of what the function does. Now try this in the IPython interpreter. Type avg and question mark. It displays a docstring as we gave it. Thus, docstring is a good way of documenting the function we write. Now type f question mark and hit enter. It does have a docstring associated with it. Sorry, it doesn't have a docstring associated with it. So it also, we cannot infer anything from the function name, and thus we are forced to read the code to understand about the function. So pause the video here and try out the following exercise and resume. Add docstring to the function f. So for that we need to define the function again to add docstrings to the function f, and we do it as typing def space f of x colon, then input as in triple double quotes accepts a number x as argument and returns the square of the number x, and then type return x star x. So let us solve one more exercise. So pause the video here and try out the exercise. Write a Python function named circle which returns the area and perimeter of a circle given radius r. Before that, switch to terminal for solution. The problem requires us to return two values instead of one, which we are doing till now. We can solve the problem as, so now we can type in terminal def space circle within brackets r colon, then we can give in 3 double quotes returns area and perimeter of a circle given radius r. Then in next line you can type pi is equal to 3.14. Next, area is equal to pi star r. Then next line, its perimeter is equal to 2 star pi star r. The next line, return area comma perimeter, and hit enter. A Python function can return any number of values. There is no restriction for it. Let us call the function circle as, typing it on terminal, a comma p is equal to circle within bracket 6, then type print a, then type print p. Now we have done enough coding. Let us do some code reading exercise. Pause the video here and try to figure out what the function what does. So def what within brackets n colon, then type if n is less than 0 colon n is equal to minus n while n is greater than 0. Then if n modulo 2 is equal to 1 colon, then return false. Then n slash is equal to 10, and the next line is return true. So now you can continue the video. It will return true if n modulo 2 is not equal to 1 and will return false otherwise. So the function here returns true if all the digits of the number n are even. Otherwise it returns false. Now one more code reading exercise. So it is given def even underscore digits within brackets n colon, and then in 3 double quotes given returns true if all the digits of number n is given return false if all the digits of number is not even. Then next line, if n is less than 0 colon n is equal to minus n, and in while n is greater than 0 colon, the next line if n modulo 2 is equal to 1 colon, then next line return false. The next line it is n slash is equal to 10. Then the final one is return true. So pause here and figure out what the function what does. Def what within brackets n colon, then you have to type I is equal to 1 while I star I is less than n colon, then next line I plus is equal to 1, and the last line is return I star I is equal to n comma I. So continue the video. The function returns two values. One, it returns the result of the while statement whether true or false, and second, it prints the value that I currently holds. Here the function true returns and square root of n if n is a perfect square. Otherwise it returns false, and the square root of the next perfect square. So we'll look at that slide. DEF is underscore perfect underscore square within brackets n. Within quotes it is given return true and square root of n, comma, if n is a perfect square, comma, otherwise returns false and the square root of the next perfect square. The next slide is I is equal to 1. Then while I star I is less than n colon, then I plus is equal to 1. Then return I star I is equal to n comma I. So this brings us to the end of the tutorial. In this tutorial we have learned to define functions in Python by using the keyword def, then call the function by specifying the function name, then assign a docstring to a function by putting it in a triple quoted string, then pass parameters to a function, then return values from a function. So here are some self-assessment questions for you to solve. The first one, what will the function do if it's given def what of x, then return x star x, returns the square of x, then returns x, then function doesn't have docstring, then the last option is error. The second question, how many arguments can be passed to a Python function? The options are none, 1, 2, any. And the final question is, write a function which calculates the area of a rectangle. So now we will look at the answers. The first one, the function will result into an error due to the use of wrong syntax is defining the function. The function line should always end with a colon. For the second question, any number of arguments can be passed to a Python function. And the third and the final one, as we know, area of rectangle is product of its length and breadth. Hence we define our function as def area within brackets L comma B colon return L star B. So we hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and found it useful. Thank you.